So let's talk about whether or not you should get a job as a young entrepreneur. Hey there, welcome. My name is Hughes, and in this video I'm going to share with you some insight that I've learned over the last couple of years as I was a younger entrepreneur. Now I'm a little bit older, I'm 31 right now, and kind of give you my viewpoints on whether or not you should get a job right now to kind of use as the currency to fund your business. So to start off with, I didn't go the traditional corporate route. Just want to be open and honest with you guys there. 100% against it, to be honest with you. I saw my father went through it with a big corporation, and seeing the amount of time that it took for him to go through the corporate ladder, the growth through, the traditional route, I didn't want that. I wanted to kind of find a different way. So I really was against going through the traditional corporate America ladders. Yet I ended up doing something kind of within corporate America. And what started off was when I graduated college, I moved down to Orlando, Florida, and I was doing some like social media consulting, coaching, and doing some like affiliate marketing stuff throughout college. So I was learning some skills. I was learning how to use the internet to make some money, but it wasn't paying my bills. So what I did was I actually got really lucky. My first job down there, I actually got the ability to become a valet parking like attendant. So I valet parked cars, but I did this for the Orlando Magic. And what happened was I got to drive all these cool cars. I got to see and talk to business owners, people who are like higher up in the Orlando, Florida area. And that ended up, paying extremely well. So I used the money from that to reinvest in my business to pay for, normal stuff. And then I also got a job as a bartender. And what that job was with bartending, it didn't start off as a bartender. I had no experience with bartending. I had worked as a waiter in the past, a dishwasher in the past. One of my first actual real job was as a dishwasher. Like my first high school real job. The terminology for real job is different between me and other people. I noticed that when I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and I said my first real job was as a dishwasher when I was like 14. In this case, I got the job as a door host at Universal Studios City Walk. So if you're familiar with Universal Studios, the people who brought you Harry Potter, they have a area that's full of bars, clubs, like nighttime activities for parents and adults. And I worked as a door host. So I checked people's IDs. Now, I'm not like a huge bouncer dude. I'm 5'10", so I'm not like a giant intimidating person when it comes to like someone checking your ID and making sure that you aren't trying to sneak in. But what happened was I ended up doing pretty good at that. I engaged in a lot of conversations with people, and I was very personable to the customers, the client base that was coming in, and I turned that into getting a job as a bartender at that same place. So I kind of did some corporate growth, and if I would have continued on that, I would have gone into like management there and then maybe further management later on, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. But what I did was I took the money from that. I took the money from that job as well as the valet job. Instead of spending all of it on stupid things that I didn't really need, I put most of it, probably like 70% of it into gear, like into my brain. The reason for that was because I knew like long term, I would eventually have the things that I wanted. It was just being disciplined at that particular stage in my life. And what happened was in 2012, I actually quit those jobs and I moved to Panama to learn from a mentor. And I got very lucky because the housing was free because I was working for him for free and just kind of learning these things. And what happened was without those jobs that I got, I wouldn't have been able to fund any of it. I wouldn't have been able to fund all of the books I bought, all of the courses I bought, all of the coaching that I got, all of the things that helped shape me into the person I am today. So right now, if you're like on the fence about whether or not you should get a job, and what often happens is entrepreneurs, like, we make normal jobs look bad, like the whole like just over broke, the whole idea of failure because you had to go get a job, and that's not the case. A lot of the times it's just a stepping stone to get to the next level. A lot of the times it's just getting funding secured so that you can invest in your business. It's getting the money so that way you'll not have to worry about going into a crazy amount of debt in order to fund a business that may or may not work. The whole idea of like moonlighting after hours is where the gold is. And if you're familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, he does an incredible job of talking about this. He says like you go to your job and then when you get home from like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. you just do the thing saying, you do your after hours project, you build up your own business at that stage. So I just want to let you guys know that it's okay if you know, are going to get a job so that way you can fund your business. It's perfectly acceptable. It's fine to do. It's not something that you should feel ashamed of. And in all of the Facebook groups, it's always like the people who are bashing jobs. And know that it's fine. It's okay if you get a job. It's part of the process. It's part of, you know, the investing stages at this point in your life. Don't feel bad if you have to do that. Don't feel like it's giving in, like throwing in the towel. It's not. It's just a stepping stone. It's all about personal growth. It's all about funding the passion project, funding the business so that it can, you know, overcome the money from your job. This video kind of rambled on a little bit, but I just wanted to let you know that it's fine. Don't feel judged for doing that. Don't feel ashamed for it. Just know that it's gonna take time. I mean, it's hard work. It's not easy. There's a great quote by Lori Greiner that says, entrepreneurs are the people who are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. So keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click subscribe. I'm trying to share as much insight and useful things as I can with you guys so that way you can learn and hopefully shortcut the time it takes you to achieve the goals that you are going after. So thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.